To a special interaction between directors S.S. Rajamouli and Steven Spielberg on their film, The Fabelmans. The film is in cinemas now, which is directed by Spielberg and is produced by Amblin Entertainment and Reliance Entertainment. It is inspired by Steven Spielberg's story of how a boy fell in love with the world of cinema.
The first and foremost thing is for people who don't know, it is your a kind of autobiography. Almost all the incidents are based on your real life. As I was watching the movie, I didn't have any inclination about what I was going to see, except that I know it was a part of your life. But as I was watching, I was seeing the unraveling of not only your personal life, but your parents' life, your siblings' life. And as I was watching it, I was thinking, what would have been his thought process? What is that? It is different from all your films to this, because you're talking about not only your personal life, but the personal life of your parents, and you are just putting it to the world. Were you worried? Were you scared? Were you apprehensive? I really want to know what was your thought process on the approach to Fabelmans?
Well, the decision to tell my own story, because I've always felt so safe in telling the stories of others, and I've always found my place behind someone else's story, steering the story and communicating the story, but not taking responsibility for the content of the story, because the content was authored by novelists or historians or other people's stories. And I've always been a pretty good captain of a ship I did not build. But all of a sudden, I'm now the captain of a ship that I was not only on the crew building from scratch, along with my sisters and my mother and father, but suddenly I have a larger responsibility to tell the truth about some of the things that happened to me in my formative growing up years. But at the same time, I didn't want to hurt anyone. I didn't want to hurt my three sisters. I didn't want to embarrass my family. And yet I needed to sort of struggle with some of the trauma that we all experienced, as everyone experiences when they come from a broken home, when they come from divorce, and when they come from anti-Semitism, let's say, which happened to me in high school. So this was, I felt like I wasn't wearing as many clothes as I often wear when I'm telling someone else's stories. I felt like I was wearing a t-shirt and bathing trunks when I made the Fabelmans. That's how exposed I felt in daring to tell a story about things that happened to me.